What's wrong with the world? What has it come to? Those are the questions we ask ourselves today. But no one asks how to fix it constructively, with clear communication, or without genuine intent on understanding the other side. Each ready to rip each other's throats out just because we can't agree on anything anymore. That's how we destroy ourselves. That's how wars start. That's how families are torn apart. That's how marriages and relationships fall apart. We're just seeing it at a large scale, all across the world. Now we're so angry with each other, people are dying. Palestine, Congo, Sudan, women, trans people, cis people who are accused of being trans, and so many others, including those who were abused and bullied by powers in the world that made them feel powerless. The victims of the Epstein files and that island, until now. The world is crying out for someone to care. Someone to start caring about each other. Someone to help lead the way. I don't consider myself a leader. I just want the world back the way it was. Like many of us here. However, you won't like the answer. The answer is to see the humanity in each other. To acknowledge that we are all human. But we've forgotten that. The reason I break down movies is because that is our watering hole of the mind. It's something we can all enjoy together without turning into rival lion prides, fighting for territory, like the outsiders in the Lion King series. Why is it that we can sit and enjoy video games, movies, books, theme parks, and other forms of art and actually have a decent amount of peace? It's because those stories speak to us. They gather us together. They tell us how to be human. They tell us that good and bad things happen, but you can get through it. The good guy usually never kills the bad guy. The bad guy sometimes turns good. Women and men have the same instinct to express emotions. People's bodies are their own. We support each other in dramatic reality TV, but we're removed from it, so we don't have a stake in it. We aren't broadcasted to the entire world and our problems. We have a perspective that is removed from emotion. However, we also support each other when the galaxy is in danger, just like Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy, or a Guardian in Destiny 2. Getting up every time we are pushed to the ground. Never giving up. To have an open mind and an open heart. We can choose to live in a world where the cycle continues, just like every horror movie ever, where we scream at the television or the theater screen not to go in there. Each horror movie being different, yet the same. Same lessons never learned. Or we can learn to love our differences, because that's what makes us human. The more diversity there is, no matter what this administration tells you, or any administration across the world for that matter, is actually something that will save us. No matter what watering hole you have access to in your own country, we have to start finding common water in each other's countries. Those in the MAGA camp are the most afraid. We can all empathize with being afraid. The less you understand the world around you, the more fear it controls your life. Whereas the more you understand, the less fear you have. The less control the elites have over you that run our country. I'm not saying anyone is smarter than anyone else. I'm simply saying there are levels of understanding that some of us have a hard time grasping because of their own trauma, or because of their own families, or because of medical or mental health issues that are overwhelming or were taught didn't exist. They are fearful of being themselves because they've been taught that being yourself is dangerous. And who told your parents that? Their parents, and so on and so forth, which can almost always be traced back to systems. Systems poisoning the water in families with ideas that cage the mind and divide us. Like a fearsome tiger in a circus, we've always had more power within us to be free. They may let him out, he may look free, but he's not. And neither are we when we live in cages of fear and conditioning. We've just been trained not to see it. How do we overcome poisoned water that caused so many generations of abuse by a system so large it bullies other countries to comply? We remember who we are. We are the people. We remember the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Respect those who are different from you. Learn more about those you don't understand. Ideas you don't understand. Heal your mind and your heart. Soften them. Open them and talk to people you wouldn't normally talk to so that you can start cleansing the water. Invite people to parties you wouldn't have invited otherwise. Understand other cultures and see how beautiful the world can be if we just change our perspective and see that we all have suffered under the same system, under different faces. It's like a rainbow, the beauty of humanity, the beauty of differences, the beauty after a rainstorm, the beauty of the world. If we take care of each other, the more we care about more and more people because we know what it's like. All perspectives are important, but not when it tramples on other people to survive. Not when we keep others from drinking from the world's waters. Our connection to each other. These camps that they talk about isn't to get rid of a problem. It's to make a show of force. It's a way to test if we are afraid enough to keep going. If we let them keep doing what they're doing, they're going to find, as Oz put it in Wicked, a different real good enemy. And that will be your black or brown neighbor, or your gay son, or your handicapped daughter. We all have families. So why is it any different for someone else's family? Whatever the target, it always picks a new one, a new obsession, a way to keep those of us deemed inhuman or less than human away from the water that keeps us alive. All of this simply because they pushed lies and you believed them. I can't blame you though. I used to think that way too. Not as much as the right believes today, but I did grow up conservative. I understand because I've been there myself. The fear is overwhelming, but the more we come together as human beings, the less control they have over all of us. Especially those of us that are in the crosshairs like myself, a trans man. Someone at the watering hole just trying to take a drink. Just think of how beautiful the world could be if we started caring about ourselves in a way that was healthy. Once we are all healing ourselves, it changes how you interact with people. It changes the very earth itself. The more we care about each other, the more we start to care about our environment. Once you see that, you won't want to go back. You'll realize that we never had to live like this. But in order to do that, you have to overcome fear of other people drinking from the water that you drink from. You have to care, yes, but you also have to share. Like children, we've all been angry because we've been told to share. And some of us aren't happy about it. They, the elites, this administration and others like it, want you focused on trans people. Like me, in order to keep doing the terrible things they want all over the world, including our own country. They want you to think that being human in any other way than what they see as acceptable is wrong. They just changed the wanted poster at the watering hole and told you to defend the water in the watering hole from them. Same story, different targets. That's how we got here. So instead of starting another cycle of hatred, why not come to the watering hole and trade stories? Be vulnerable, be courteous, be curious as well. Be willing to try and understand things from another point of view. Stories allow us to see fictional or non-fictional worlds in the human perspective because they are all created by humans. Our experiences, our emotions, our perspectives live in stories. We are actively being taught that empathy is a sin. Why do you think that is? People cry during movies because we understand that specific perspective or relate to it in some way. I bawled my eyes out in the theater because I knew what it was like to fear being left behind, not making it, or feeling abandoned. The physical pain that animal must have felt hurt my heart, even though I knew it wasn't real. Think of a story that made you emotional. Whatever emotion it was. Many of us hate Scar because he killed Mufasa. It especially affects those of us who lost someone dear to us. Scar could represent many different things or people. For instance, my own father. I lost him at the age of 16 to over-the-counter drugs and suicide. I see Scar as those opioids and depression that he felt. If only we understood how he felt and dared to care. We cared, but not in the way that he needed us to understand. For those of us who have lost a pet, many of us hate seeing the dog or cat or other beloved pet in a movie that dies because we understand what it's like to lose a pet. What I want more than anything, what I'd personally like to experience, is a world where people like me are heard, where we are understood and seen as human. Just because my community of trans people is small doesn't mean that we can't be heard. If we speak with truth, if we do it the right way. And the truth is, we all just want to live and live comfortably. Some of us just do it differently. And no one should be hated for that. I just want a world where we matter to each other. Why does that love and understanding not matter anymore outside of stories? What can we do? This is a call to start caring. No matter what anyone tells you, understanding, love, and kindness, along with an open heart and mind, can do wonders. Start asking the difficult questions. Be open to learning new things, even if it challenges your worldview. Because honestly, this hate will kill the world as we've experienced it. The world we live on, but we won't if we don't fix it. But if we choose to, we'll make something beautiful together.